Hey guys, we are on set of Coffee Convos Podcast live from New York City with Catelynn and Tyler from Teen Mom OG and Jade from Young and Pregnant. So thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this was a huge surprise and last minute.
You guys are returning guests.
Yeah, you guys have been
for
on
the third time.
Third time. And Jade, you've never been on our podcast, so
I forgot that they had been on twice already. Yeah,
it's this was like thrown together. I feel like.
Yeah, oh yeah,
but
it
very
always
well.
is. It always
was
works
well
out.
done. Yeah, it was great. So I got a call about doing the podcast, and I immediately told Lindsie that well, first, let me just say, I was like, I have top secret information. I can't tell you what it is, but this is what we have to do.
and then she threatened me with my life. She was like, if you tell this information, then I will get in big trouble.
Right.
You guys, so your new season airs next week, and it's been 10 years.
10 years going on 11.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's actually a 2-hour premiere.
There's not been many of those.
No.
June 10th.
On June
That's
10th.
exciting. You guys should be proud of yourselves.
We really are. It's
What are we doing
crazy.
here still? What's going on? We're
Shut
still
up.
doing
People
this.
still like us.
I know people still like us.
Talk
What?
shit about us all the time. It's like,
That's
So
awesome.
a 2-hour premiere.
Yes.
And are you pregnant, or have you had the baby yet? Or what? can we
for the
look
first
for?
couple of episodes, yeah, I'll be pregnant still. And
Yeah, I think Beta comes in a couple episodes in, but
Cool.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
sure
we are so
I'm
excited to see it.
So, Jade, we're happy to have you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
Are you nervous?
Can you hear me? I'm like, oh,
so thrilled.
Yeah, I'm nervous. Yeah, I had like a little mini panic attack before
That's
I came.
okay.
So.
Tell
We've
us
all been
about
there.
it.
Yeah, tell us about it.
I don't know. I have a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of stuff going on at home too.
Okay.
So like, I feel like, when you're somewhere new and you're traveling, especially when you're with your kid, I feel like when I'm not with my kid, I get really nervous. I'm like, is she okay? Is someone watching her? Is everyone know where she is? Is everything okay? Like, I don't know. It's just a lot. A lot's going on.
I think, but I met you last year. You're saying it's a year and a half ago now, right?
It was a long time ago. I feel like it was a long time
And
ago.
I felt like you kind of were nervous then too, because I had seen you in the elevator and I tried to say hi and you were just like...
Well, I didn't recognize you because I never watched the show.
Okay.
So then you were in the elevator with your friend. I can't remember her name. She always wears the bun.
Becky.
Oh, Becky.
Yeah.
Becky!
And then I had no idea. So we're about to do the show together, and we're going to hair and makeup, and I have no idea. I'm in the elevator with you, and I don't even know. So I'm in the elevator, and then she's like touching me. It's like, that's Kail, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I just didn't even realize. So like, I didn't say anything to you because I just didn't know it was you. I had no idea because like before I was on Teen Mom, I never watched any of no one's shows, so I never knew anyone. I wasn't really familiar. Like, my sister used to watch OG all the time, so I knew them from just like her watching it. I kind of was around, so like I kind of knew the gist of their story a little bit, but I didn't really know much. So I just didn't even know. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's probably a little bit awkward and intimidating too. Like, you're just like thrown into this like world of
I mean,
TV.
could you imagine? Because we did it. It was like just on the rise. It wasn't a big
We were the
thing.
first ever. We didn't have no clue at
It's
all
like-
what it was going to be.
So I couldn't imagine being thrown into this
with a bunch of people
right
who've been
now.
doing
The
it.
way it is.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's
it's
true.
crazy.
Yeah, because I feel like Teen Mom now is like the talk of, like, I mean, it's so like juicy. Everything is so juicy now. So everyone wants to know everything. And I feel like back in the day, like when my sister used to watch it, I was like, a lot of people didn't really watch it or really even know what it was. No one talked about it. Like, I know what, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one really talked about it. Like, now I feel like people talk about it a lot. Like, people know what it is. People know who, you say a name, people know who it is.
Well, I think the
feel
rise
like
of
back
social
then-
media.
Yes, like,
was.
that's what it is.
It was-
Back then, there wasn't a bunch of, like, when you guys got on it, there was no, like, Twitter, no Insta,
No,
no one was
no,
harassing
no.
you. It wasn't
No,
like,
it was
the
different.
word wasn't out there as much. So now it's
I had
like,
MySpace,
I jump
man.
in and it's like Instagram, Twitter, everyone's like, there, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So it's different now, I
Yeah.
guess.
Was
Okay.
Catelynn a part of your top 8 on MySpace?
Oh yeah, number
I
one.
better.
Number one with my bling things coming all down my
was gonna
profile
say,
and
the
stuff.
money
Yeah,
followers.
I mean, when you think about it, though, MySpace was cooler. You could customize your own profile, your own like
yeah.
top, like your songs.
What was
like,
your
You got
song?
someone's vibe.
God, I don't
what was
remember.
It's like the
It was
Android
probably
of phones.
pimping all over the
you know,
world,
like
honestly.
Android, you can
Pimping all over
customize.
It was on there for a minute.
Yeah.
What was your song?
Mine? Oh, God, I don't remember.
Something Rihanna.
probably.
That's so funny.
I love it.
I can Google my MySpace is still out
Yeah,
there.
we Googled Catelyn's MySpace one time.
Catelynn?
We Googled
Mine.
her MySpace one time, and it was kind of scary when I
Yeah,
saw.
I was embarrassed.
I would love to see.
People are probably going to look it up.
I
After
would
this.
love to
Did
see
you
it.
have MySpace?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a lot younger than us. So how old are you now? 21?
22.
22. Okay, so I just turned 27.
27.
27.
Okay, yeah, 27.
So is that
I'm
weird?
barking on 30.
Okay, that's fine.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Dirty 30. We're going to have a
on
You're
30.
barking.
Yeah.
I'm
on
30.
Yeah.
Bark, bark.
Yeah. Yeah, dirty
We'll have
30.
a huge party for you.
Dirty 30. I can't wait.
For sure.
I'm actually going to have a crisis.
I think
Every year I have my
Yeah.
birthday, I'm like, oh my God, I'm
I
getting
can't
older,
believe
I'm
I'm
gonna
old.
die.
Yeah. Okay, so let's rewind a little bit. So tell us how you got on Young and Pregnant. Like, did you apply? How did you know about it?
I was on like MTV.com looking at music videos and stuff. So I went to the casting call just to see what like new shows would be out. Because if you look at the casting, you can kind of get a gist of what kind of new shows they're going to come out with. And I just found out I was pregnant. I was a freshman in college, and me and my boyfriend at the time, Sean, were living in like this tiny little studio, and I would just be on my laptop all the time. So I'm looking, and I see a casting call, and it was like, hey, are you pregnant? Are you in college? Is your life fucked? And I was like, me.
It's your life
Me.
fucked.
That's me. So I clicked to apply, and it was basically like this little sheet to fill out. It's like your name, where'd you go to school, your social media information, obviously to make sure you're not like a fraud. And then you just had to send an email of your life. Like, who are you? Like, I just had to write it out. It wasn't like a questionnaire. It was just, who are you?
So what did you write?
I told him about like my life and how I grew up and my family and my parents and things I enjoyed doing and where I was now and where did I picture myself and the goals I had for myself. And like a week later, a girl emailed me saying that she wanted to do a Skype interview with me. We did a Skype interview, and she was like cracking up the whole time. She was like, you are funny. You're so funny. She was like, I'm going to pitch you to the network. And I'm thinking, I was like, what the fuck? No way.
Okay, girl.
And I didn't even tell Sean because I didn't
I was gonna
think
ask you
I
that.
would get it. I didn't think I would get it, so I didn't even say anything to him. And then like a week later, I had a producer was like, I'm going to fly from LA. I want to come out and meet you. And I tell him about it, and he was like, holy fuck, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, I'm nervous. Like, what? This is like a big thing. You're pretty much putting your whole, you have no privacy anymore. Like, your
Right.
whole life is out there. And I'm like, look, let's just meet her. Let's see how it goes. We're not saying we're on it. You know, there's a million people that apply for this. The chances that we're going to be on a television show, slim to none. Like,
Right.
it's not going to, you know, let's be realistic.
We thought too.
That's what I thought too.
So then, yeah, so
Here we
I
are.
met her. We went out to eat, and then she was like, we're going to do a trial test shoot, whatever. So we went out and did it. And actually, the show, like the first episode of Young and Pregnant, where I'm in like the blue tank top, I'm pregnant, I'm like crying. That was my first shoot ever, first time I was on camera ever in my life. And, well, she hit me up right after the test shoot, like 4 days later, and was like, hey, we want to come out and shoot with you in like 6 days at this date. Does this work? And I was like, so did we get it? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, no fucking gift basket, no flowers. No one's gonna, no like
Confetti,
gift,
no
gift in my
nothing. Right.
iMessage. Okay, cool. And then I've been filming since from then till now. So
That's crazy. It's way different from
it
us.
was so like.
Well, you
quick,
guys were
here
the
you
first people to ever film 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom. So
we
it
thought
would
we were
of
being
course.
on True Life.
First of all, did you guys apply for the show?
No.
Or how did that
We
happen?
did, yeah.
We had to fill out the paperwork, but there was no like. I think.
Like a casting call?
Yeah, our adoption counselor came to us at Dawn
Like, hey,
and was
we
like,
had an email. They were looking for girls that were like 3 months pregnant, 16 years old, that were like considering
adopt.
adoption.
Okay.
Right. See, I didn't even know I was applying for Teen Mom. Like, it was just like, are you in college? Are you
That's
having a child?
crazy.
So I'm thinking it had something to do with me being a young mom wanting to, like, further my education and all the goals I had in my life. Like, I thought it had something to do with that. I had no idea
It was
until
gonna be a part of this
It was
franchise.
Teen Mom. Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
know that. I had no clue that it was, like, going to be a part of that. So that was kind of new. I didn't even know until they came out to do the test shoot, and they were like, this is what show we're coming out with. And it was Teen Mom. They said they thought it was going to be Young and Pregnant, but there was like different names. So we didn't even know what the name was until we were almost halfway done with the season.
That's how it
they
was
didn't even
with
know.
us. I mean, we were going around telling her we're going to be on True Life.
Yeah,
like
we're
we're
True Life,
fucked
knocked
up and
up.
having a baby, you know? Like,
we didn't know nothing.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
So they were looking for parents that were.
that we're considering adoption. Yeah.
Okay.
So like ours was different. It was like a whole questionnaire sheet. You had answered all these questions.
Oh, I
and then-
remember that.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, it didn't say explain your life. It was more like, it was weird weird. Like your mom and dad. Like
I literally wrote like 2 or 3 sentences. I think. Like I didn't write much.
See, mine was just an email, like just straight out. Like all I was putting on a sheet was like, where do I go to school? What's your social media, first and last name? Then they're like, tell us about yourself. And I'm thinking like, how do I sum up my life in like one email? And then I'm like, how do I even sell myself to a network in one email? I was like, I never thought I would get on a show off this one email. I want to this day, I'm going to look at my emails to go back so I can read what I said. Because I'm like, what did I say? And they're like, yes. We're coming out there. I don't even remember because it's like it was so just true to my life, I guess, of what I said that I don't even remember what I even said because it was just. I guess I just wrote what. I don't know.
Real,
I didn't write what someone wanted to hear. I guess I just wrote just what I was doing and who I was.
That's weird because nowadays it's like celebrated. I don't know. Like when we first started out, it was like we spent like I'm in the first 4 years defending the series. Oh, it doesn't glamorize teen pregnancy. Do the Matt Lauer thing on Today's Show, trying to be like, no, guys, really, there's like a point to the storytelling, and that's crazy. And now it's like, wow. 10 years later, it's like, what the heck? Crazy.
So wait, after you guys were on 16 and Pregnant, how long was it before Teen Mom?
We
it was
continued
right
after
away.
We
continued nonstop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So was it only you and the other original girls that were on the 16 and Pregnant season?
There was only 6 of them.
6, yeah.
There was 6 of us,
and then they picked 4
out of the 6 and continued with 2.
I would love to know how I got picked out of because there was 10 on my season.
Oh,
I
really?
would love to know.
There's 10?
Yeah.
Oh,
Janelle was very
episodes.
first. I was the season finale of season 2 of 16 and Pregnant.
See,
I want to
the
know
season
why
finale.
the fuck I was picked because I'm a shit show. So where.
See, I'm in the dark because I've never seen any of this.
Really?
So I don't know 16. I don't know any of this stuff. And think, like, when this stuff came out, I was really young. When you guys were on TV, my sister used to watch you, I was in, like, the 6th grade.
Oh, right.
So I was, like, I didn't know.
crazy.
You know what I mean? I was really young.
Oh, my God.
Let's take a second to talk about self-care. One great way to keep yourself healthy and happy is to get moving. I know I go to the gym as often as I can, but when I travel or need to be home, Open Fit is the perfect solution for me.
Open Fit is basically the Netflix of workout videos. Whether you want to do the extend bar workout or go crazy with a high-impact routine, Open Fit has something for everyone and whatever you're in the mood for that day.
And it's all accessible anytime on your phone, tablet, Roku, whatever. So you can stay active from a hotel or at home. Open Fit gets that every body is different, so they have custom-tailored original content.
I'm obsessed with the Tough Mudder. I think it's so cool, and it's definitely just as intense as I would want my workouts to be at home. OpenFit has changed the way I work out, and with our code COFFEE, you can join us on the fitness journey personalized just for you. Again, use our code COFFEE and start using OpenFit for your journey to a healthier life. Right now, during the OpenFit 30-day challenge, our listeners will get a special extended 30-day free trial membership to OpenFit where you can lose up to 15 pounds in 30 days when you text COFFEE to 303030. You'll get full access to OpenFit, all the workouts, and nutrition information totally free. Again, text COFFEE to 303030.
So wait, so you applied and then you started filming.
And then they're like, you're on it, we'll be back. And then I've been filming ever since then.
How did your life change from being on the show until now?
Well,
like before you started on the show until now? Like, do you get recognized in public?
Well, I dyed my hair. So
now you don't.
So now I look so different. Yeah, it looks really cute. I look so different with dark hair that I used to like get recognized all the time, like in my state, just because Indiana is so small that when they hear someone from Indiana is like a local, it's on TV, you know, people are on the lookout all the time. So when I look like a trash bag, people are at Walmart like, I need a picture.
Yep,
every time. A picture. Then I was like, I need a change in my life. I dyed my hair. Now I don't really get recognized as much. So, I mean, it's just weird now because people try to reach out to me all the time from, like, my past. Like, exes or people are like, oh, God, you're doing so good. I'm so proud of you. I'm like, bitch, I would have been doing good without the show still. So I was like, but, yeah, I feel like I don't know, I'm still me. I feel like I'm really humble about everything. I'm still who I am. Like, the show doesn't make me, like, I feel like my biggest success isn't, you know, necessarily being on a TV show. It's everything that I brought to the table in my life and where I'm at now and who I am. Right. Because without the show, I feel like I'd still be successful. I'd still be following my dreams and going to school and doing all this other stuff. So I feel like that the show, though, it gives me a great opportunity, and I feel like I can live my truth and share my story with people and let other people know, you know, you're not alone. Like, sometimes life sucks and shit's hard and it's okay because there's other people that go through it, and you'll be okay.
That's the whole reason I think why we kind of just continue to do it for so long. Because listen, the social ridicule, is just like, it's insane. I mean, people, you're putting your life out there for people to judge you and ridicule you literally for a living. That's what you're doing.
And it's like people tell you to be, you have to be used to it. You have to be used to being harassed 24/7.
No, nobody's
used to that.
Nobody's used to that. Nobody can. You can't prepare anybody for that. No one can be prepared for that. It's kind of crazy how. It just, it's wild.
It makes you tougher, though, and it makes you live for you, I feel like, because you, being on a show, it makes you realize you cannot impress. I can't please everybody. You can be the best mother in the world. You can be the best provider. Yeah. You can be everything, and there's still people that are going to be like, you're the fucking devil, go kill yourself. Like, you know what I mean?
All the time.
So it's like, I feel like it makes me live my best life for me and my family, the people that are right around me. Right. I don't try to impress or try to make other people happy because it would never happen.
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, even now, we've been doing the show for almost 10 years, and I still struggle with that. But, I mean, Lindsie can relate, too. She did reality TV, so she is a completely different show platform, but it's the same thing for her, I think, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing, and, I mean, I can see things from, like, a little bit different than you guys, because I had a baby when I was 22, so I was a little bit, older. But I see on your social media, Catelynn, that you silence your comments or whatever. Is it because of?
So only people I follow, only the people that I follow can comment on my stuff, which is like my friends and people that I like. It's in your settings. It's awesome.
I didn't know that either. So she told me.
This is new to me.
So it's like only people that I follow.
The only people I like. There's 5 comments on my picture.
That's
2 of them are from my mom or my grandma. Like, you're doing great, buddy.
I swear to God.
But I love it that way because it's only the people that I know.
And show me how to do that on my phone or whatever.
I will.
Because I turned off all my commenting, all of it, and plus the whole thing with the Teen Mom 2 thing. People are like drilling.
I have a different approach. I don't shut my comments off.
I don't either.
I mean,
I might do what you did though. I wanted to ask you. Well, first, what was your relationship like with the other girls from Young and Pregnant? And my second question is, how do you feel about being moved to Teen Mom 2?
Well, I talked to Kayla a lot, like from Young and Pregnant. Mm-hmm. Me and her, I feel like we see eye to eye about a lot of stuff. We get along. She's super sweet. I love her to death. I'm actually going to be going to her baby shower soon.
Aww.
She's having a little girl, which is really
I saw
cool.
That.
But honestly, I don't really have a relationship with any of them. We never really hung out, and we're all kind of different. And I feel like my mindset is very older compared to a lot of the other girls. I've always taken care of myself since I was younger. CPS took me away from my parents when I was 16 years old. And I've been taking care of myself since then, so I feel so much older. So I feel like I didn't vibe with a lot of them because they're only a couple years younger than me, but I feel like mentally they were just in a different spot. A lot of them lived with their parents. I'd been out of my parents' house since I was 16 years old. It's been I've been on my own for 6-7 years.
Right.
So I feel like I just didn't vibe with anyone as much or talk with them as much just because I was just somewhere else mentally. And I have a lot going on with my family that I feel like I was doing so much. I didn't have the time to sit around and talk with them as much. We talk on social media, but we never really did a lot of stuff together. No shows except the reunion. We never went out and did a little vacay together. And no type of way to bond really with each other. So
that being said, though, I think that the show didn't go on long enough for you guys all together to have done something like that. The first time you guys went on vacation together was years and years after the show had gone on.
The first time we even met was a while. We were a while into our season before we even did that function together. And
I don't barely know anything about any of them because we never we live at different parts of the United States. We don't really have a way to. We could text, but it's how do you get to know people there?
Right.
We're on the same show, but it's we're still living so separate lives.
Yeah.
So it's we weren't on it long enough to really, I guess, start bonding. I don't know. Me and Kayla kind of bond. We tell each other a lot of personal stuff, and we have secrets with each other and stuff, which is awesome. When we stay in connection, but I feel like it's basically just me and her that are like that.
That are close.
So we had Ashley on our podcast
yeah, we did.
a while ago, and she told us the same thing, that y'all kind of just
don't have the friendship that I guess
you
Ashley's another girl from the show, from Young and Pregnant,
from their season.
Yeah.
Okay,
OG, I don't know, Farrah was always the oddball, always will be the oddball.
Do you feel like that was for season 1 though too, or it was like that from the jump?
We've always tried.
Okay.
Because Amber said that she kind of felt like she was
a little bit of an oddball.
No, Amber said that she kind of tried to take Farrah in and stuff.
We all
like
did,
that.
yeah. So, but for some reason it was always Macy, Amber, and I, and we always got along and really, and we're still all like that.
Yeah.
So after like a few years, or like you guys all just clicked
right away, actually.
Yeah.
Well, you have to think,
we all
we were
didn't
young,
really
we were
click,
16
and everyone was
for the
shy
first
too. I
time.
feel like when we did reunions, all the other girls on my show were really like kind of shy and almost like didn't really want to talk to each other. Like it was like high school, and we're like filling it out, and they're like, "Do we?"
Ours was way different
friends?
because it wasn't anything. It was a
Yeah.
crappy little stage with a graphic on the floor. It's like 16 and P, Dr. Drew. I mean, we didn't even. We all went out afterward at 16 New York for the first time. We're all like, "Whoa, this is crazy!"
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
all like, we actually did bond, I guess, the first time. And we just,
we didn't
it wasn't
really
anything
have
yet.
So it's
So
funny
it's like,
because
what?
even to this day, like OG girls, we're all tight as hell still, and we all keep in contact.
and I love you guys too. Like I think us
Yeah.
from
Well,
You were
that's
at my
cute. I
wedding,
know. I
man.
see them on vacation all together, and I'm like,
Yeah, we were.
"Aw, cute."
All right, guys, let's talk about body image and self-esteem. I think that a lot of people want to feel better, stronger, and have healthier habits, but it's hard to know where to start.
Noom is a great solution to that problem. They teach people how to be healthy, lose weight, and have better habits all through an app on your phone. It's so easy, and it's such a great thing that teaches us how to make time for ourselves.
A lot of people do crash diets and lose weight but can't keep it off because they weren't given the tools for how to live a healthy lifestyle. Noom is one of the biggest food databases available that will track your meal habits, help you understand portion sizes, and keep you motivated and on task along your healthy lifestyle journey. What I liked about the Noom process was it was very thorough when asking questions about me and my personal goals. Everyone is so different, so I felt like it was important for me to choose the right plan, something that takes my lifestyle into consideration. I also like that it gave little example messages of encouragement when signing up. I thought that was a nice little inspirational touch.
I love that Noom is about building better habits rather than just hitting a certain number on a scale. You get a goal specialist to help guide you, and you can interact with the community to keep each other accountable too, which is an awesome system.
Noom is designed for results. It's out with the old, in with the new. Sign up for your trial today at Noom, Noom.com/coffee. What do you have to lose? Visit Noom.com/coffee to start your trial today. Again, that's Noom.com/coffee. Start losing weight for good.
We had joked offset earlier today about this being like high school because I remember when Teen Mom 2 was announced and you guys were like, not salty, I don't want to say that's like the word, but like it was just kind of like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And so when Teen Mom Young and Pregnant came out...
Were we mad about it? I don't remember.
I think everybody was just like, what the hell? Are we just not good enough? You know? Or like, what's going
Like,
on?
it was
I
just
think
like a
it did
territorial
so
thing
good
almost.
that they were like, we
Right.
need something
Right.
else. It's doing so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the interpretation is like, I'm on the
At
show.
first,
like, why
yeah.
are you making more
Right.
shows? But
And
they're doing
rightfully
so
so.
good. It's like they need you know what I mean?
So when we found out... Well, I'm not going to speak for the other girls. I'm only going to speak for myself. When I heard about Young and Pregnant, I was like... I kind of felt like how you guys felt. I was like,
I know
what
a lot
the
of
fuck?
people were like, what the fuck?
So
a lot
then-
of people were like, this is dumb. What's going on? Like,
Yeah.
some people were like, oh, okay, cool, new stories. Like, I'm interested,
Yeah.
you know? So I guess it was 50-50, like, stuff I was reading online.
Yeah, but at first, Young and Pregnant, I was like, "Oh God, here we go again." But then I heard, and they followed the same format. So Young and
Yeah.
Pregnant reminded me a lot of
Our
OG
shows.
and
See,
Teen Mom
I
2.
think
The
Young and
format
Pregnant what was cool was the age difference. Like, we go from, like
Yep.
I was the oldest, and then, like, there being, like, a 16-year-old, and 16, 17, 8. Like, it was almost like a view of being pregnant
Different
so young.
perspectives.
And what was cool is, like, people were like, you're way too old to be on it. You're too old. And I'm like, how am I too old? At 19 years old, you're telling me at 19, 20 years old, when you have a baby, you're a responsible, old enough adult.
Right.
You know what you're doing. No, the show is about that even when you're 16 or when you're 19, when you're having a kid, you don't know what the fuck's going on. You don't know what you're doing.
Right.
And you're scared. And that's like the whole point of the show is to get that across, that being 16 or being 30 and having your first kid is terrifying.
It is.
So...
but I like Young and Pregnant because it follows the format. Like it doesn't go off all weird. It doesn't try to be something different. I mean, you know what I mean?
What was
Teen
the
Mom
other
was
show? What was the other show?
Teen Mom Club, right?
Oh, yeah, that bombed.
The
What was that?
I don't even know.
Didn't
I thought it was
you say that they
I don't know what
rebranded
it
it?
was.
Yeah, they
I thought it
used
was
the same-
what is that? My
Pretty Little
what is-
Mamas.
What's that?
They tried a
drama
couple
that,
different
like,
titles, slapping some
you know,
stuff
that
together.
show
You
was
know,
like a
yeah,
drama.
failed.
What
horribly.
like
Keeping it
that
real.
together? Like, you know, what are those shows? They're real dramatic, and they
The
look
Hills.
so like
The
that.
Hills.
So, like,
Soap
yes,
opera.
it reminds me of
You
like
know.
MTV Teen Mom / soap opera. So
Well,
I don't even know.
and a lot of our fans were like, well, why are we going to watch this when they all live with their parents in the pool houses and have nannies watch their kids and
See,
stuff.
Young Apprentice relatable because it's real. Because we all kind of, it was like nanny.
See, I don't keep up with anything,
Beverly
so I was like,
Hillbillies.
I don't know.
It didn't make sense.
I try to stay out of like all the social media like drama. I don't comment on other people's lives. I don't comment on their stories. I don't comment on anything. I keep my nose to my own.
Based on how the show is going right now, that's probably your best bet because there is so much drama even between Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2. The drama, the fighting, I mean, I've been in it firsthand, so I mean that's probably the best thing that you could do, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, I just keep
we're very good at staying on a drama too. We vibe with a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't mind saying how I feel about stuff. Like, I feel like I don't give a fuck about saying anything to anybody. I don't care. But, like, I'm not going to go out of my way to do internet drama for clout or do stuff to, for entertainment, to entertain these stupid-ass ignorant people online. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
So, I've seen stuff online where people have said little things, but I'm not going to entertain anything because it's not worth my time.
Just
so,
stay authentic. It's,
to ignore people, I'm never going to give someone the energy.
Yeah.
So.
Let's talk about comfort. I'm not a get dressed up and be uncomfortable kind of person, and sometimes you just need to look polished and professional. And so when those days come, you don't want to be miserable all day. That's why I love Beta Brand Dress Pant Yoga Pants.
These pants let you look professional and stylish, but feel like you're in comfy leggings. They have tons of styles and colors, so you can get wide leg, skinny, high waist, whatever you like. I personally have them in black, and they're legging style, and I just put them in my suitcase wherever I travel. So if I need to look a little bit more professional, then I have Beta Brand Dress Pant Yoga Pants.
These are perfect if you work outside the home and want to look great and be comfortable, or if you're meeting with your friends for lunch or heading to a meeting. Wherever you are, they're perfect for looking and feeling good.
That's why I started wearing Beta Brand's Dress Pant Yoga Pants. You can visit betabrand.com and use our code COFFEE to get 20% off of yours. Millions of women agree that these are the most comfortable pants that you'll ever wear to work. That's betabrand.com, betabrand.com. Use our code COFFEE to get 20% off your dress pant yoga pants.
So were you nervous when they told you that you were going to be a part of Teen Mom 2?
Yeah.
Did you know about the drama?
How did you find out about that?
How did you find out?
I didn't know. Okay, I'm at school, and they're telling me, like, my producer, they're all saying that they have to tell me something. And no one's telling me anything, though. So for, like, weeks, I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? So pretty much they pull me out at school, and I'm, like, out on break, and they're like, hey, we have someone that we want you to meet. And they're all, and they're all of a sudden, all the cameras are up, and they're with my producer, and on Young and Pregnant, they never break that wall. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Oh. And I was like, I'm gonna poop. I'm scared.
That's
like,
me too.
And that's me every time I get scared. I'm like, I'm gonna poop. I'm scared. And they were like, it's okay. It's okay. And Kristen came out, and Jamie, who is my new producer now, they come out, and they're like, she was like, hi, I'm Kristen on Teen Mom 2. And I'm like, cool, what the fuck that got to do with me? And then she was like, yeah, so we love you. We love your story so much. We want you to be on Teen Mom 2. And I was like, okay. That was it. I was like, cool.
Were you not thrilled?
Okay. I didn't know what to say. I was just like, I feel so wanted and popular. I don't know. I was like, because the show had been on so long that I can't believe they would want me on a show that's been on for like 10 years with these same people that have been on for so long.
Not you, against you, but I was like, it's not broken, so don't fix it.
Well, Brianna,
and the drama that they had with another person that they added to the show, I was like, why are we doing this again?
See, that was my same thought. I was like, I don't want to step on people's toes. I don't want it to be. I don't want to take this job and it be this big drama thing, because that's not, that's not how I am. That's not what I'm about. I don't like that, And she was like, no, like, we want you. We want you here. We're asking you to be here. We're giving you this opportunity because we like you. We want you in our franchise. We love your story. We love who you are. So we would like you to do this. And I was like,
so did you have the option to stay with Young and Pregnant, or it was, we're giving you the opportunity to be on Teen Mom 2 or nothing?
No, they just, I don't really know. She just asked me, she was like, would you like to be on the show? And I was like, yeah. Okay.
Might as well go to the
How did you guys feel when they added the new stories to OG? Like, Farrah was gone, and okay, now we're not going to add one new mom, we're going to add two new moms.
Oh,
like,
at first, I mean, no, all of us
because
girls...
We found out on social media.
Well, all
and that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the biggest
all of us girls were very upset about it and angry and not happy. Now, we were angry and mad at the girls? No,
of course not.
But we were angry and mad at
the way it was done.
The way it was done without telling us.
I'm going to come and everyone's going to be like...
It's not so much to do with you. And it's not something that, it wasn't like, oh, Jade, like, why Jade? It was more like, why are we the last to find out, and when were you going to tell us? Why are we finding out online?
I understand, yeah. So,
you know, if it was one of the other girls, it would have been the same thing. If it was a brand new person, we would have felt the same way. I mean, like I said, I'm only speaking for myself, but I was just kind of like, oh, wow, okay. And then it was like, but we're going to do the podcast, and we're going to go to do this and that. We're going to announce it on the show. And I was like, just like a whirlwind of like things happening. Right. And then it all came out online.
It was like, it felt like a matter of hours, but it was probably like a long time coming.
Yeah.
But it like felt like
because
really
they
long.
don't tell us.
No.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're going to add someone to OG then.
I would hope not.
I mean, Bristol stopped. She can't handle the heat, so she got right out. So she's out. So I don't know.
But are they going to keep it to 4 stories? Or are they going to add a 5th?
We don't know.
I was confused because I was like, there's going to be, everyone's like, on Team Mom 2, there's going to be 6 stories. I thought Janelle was still on it. So I was like, everyone, and then I'm telling my friends, they're like, why do they have so many girls? How are they going to have airtime? You know, because there's so many.
It would be like 2.5 minutes
So I didn't even
person.
know then that there wouldn't, that she was be taken off, and that there is like, all this stuff was just going on, I feel like, with like OG, like the whole Bristol quitting. And then like with Young and Pregnant now they took off Lexi. Then they replaced her with somebody, I guess, and put someone there. And then I guess that they already had in their head that I was going to say yes. They already had in their head that I would say yes. I'm guessing that. I'm assuming that. So they're already having someone there for my spot.
Oh.
Okay.
Right behind me. I guess they assumed that I would say yes, so they had someone on backup, I guess, filming to go in for like where that empty spot would have been on Young and Pregnant.
And we don't know who that is.
Maybe you'll go on OG.
No, I wasn't a teen mom.
But you were a young mom.
Yeah, but 22 and...
Yeah, but
Cheyenne
that's not the
Cheyenne
criteria.
was not
That's
a
the
young
criteria.
mom.
There ain't no criteria no more. It's just like, hey, listen, you have a kid, having a hard time, come on TV.
She's not having a hard time.
Come on.
Come on down.
Hey, come on.
I was like, I think they're going to replace me
I
next.
faked being divorced like 3 times. It's fine.
TV.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I know I have anxiety really bad, and I was like, fuck, I'm having a panic attack. They're going to be like, you don't need this show. Get out. You can't handle it. Who's next? I'm like, fuck, I'm scared.
That's
but
so
I'm
wild.
interested. So did the other girls know that you're getting moved to Team
Yeah,
Mom 2?
did you talk to the other girls? Do you know how they feel?
So yeah, who all knows from like Young and Pregnant that you're switching over to Team Mom 2?
Ashley,
the rumors started, and I didn't say anything to anyone. Obviously, they're like, don't tell anyone shit. So I didn't say anything, but of course, Kayla asked me, and I was like, yeah, I am. And she was like, oh, okay, so are you leaving? Like, she's sad and all this. Mm-hmm. And then Ashley messaged me, and I just deleted it. And
why you don't get along with her?
I mean, I just don't talk to her, so I was just like, I mean, I'm not going to answer. You know what I mean? People just want to get... I feel like some people just want to get info or anything. I don't really know her like that, so I was like...
Right.
I just delete... And even if Brianna asked me, I would have just deleted it.
Brianna who?
The girl that's on Young and Pregnant.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was about to be like, fuck her.
But I just... You know what I mean? But I mean, Kayla, I talk to her all the time, so obviously right. I'm going to sit and tell her.
In Ashley's defense, I think that she kind of knew something was going on, and I don't know where she maybe knew it from, but I think that she was probably...
like me moving? She knew.
Yeah, well, I think that she knew just like something was going on as far as like production was concerned.
Oh, because we were trading, like people were moving producers and stuff, so I think people had an idea that something was going on.
I think there was some amount of conversation with her, because potentially she could have been moving over.
And maybe she was just trying to figure out if it was confirmed that you had, so then she would know that she had.
To see if she... Okay.
You know what I mean?
Wait,
so I think...
Like, she was also, like, maybe in the running to be moved to Teen Mom 2. So she was probably just wondering for her own...
okay.
Like, was she going to Teen Mom 2?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I think that was more or less what that was, because we talked to her in February for the podcast.
Yeah.
And it was kind of
like... I had no idea. Like, when they told... I had no even idea. That's weird that she wouldn't...
She knew. Somebody knew. Somebody has known for a long time.
Because I was like, I had no idea. Like, when they asked me, I was, like, super confused. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even know. So that's weird.
It's the whole thing.
It's bloody water in this Team Mom.
She's been thinking
No, I don't think she was thinking that she was going to. I think that she was just trying to figure out...
that's weird. I had no
what
idea.
Was happening.
What was happening. See, I had no clue. It was, like, blindsided. I was like, oh, I had no idea. I thought they were going to... I don't know, tell me they were giving me a gift or something. I don't know what they... I don't know.
Like, of your basket from getting on the show that you never got.
A fruit basket or something.
Right.
I don't know.
No.
All right, guys, you know how much I travel, and it can be really stressful and chaotic, and we're constantly running out of battery on our devices. And that's one reason I love Away travel bags, because they have a USB charging port, so you always have power.
These bags are so awesome. Not only do they let you charge your phone, but they are made with super high quality material, so they'll stand up to the worst travel experiences, which I've had all the time. And they have tons of great colors, so you won't get your bag mixed up with anyone else's.
Plus, they have a 100-day trial, so you can live with it, travel with it, Instagram it, whatever, for 100 days. And if at any point you decide it's not for you, return it for a full refund, no questions asked. So there's no risk.
And they have a lifetime warranty, so they'll take care of you if anything breaks. For $20 off a suitcase, visit awaytravel.com/coffee and use promo code COFFEE during checkout. That's $20 off a suitcase at awaytravel.com/coffee if you use our code COFFEE at checkout.
Well, let's talk about people who really should be getting a gift. You guys are coming up.
You guys, yeah.
On your 10-year anniversary of...
I know.
10 years.
June 10th.
A decade.
And this new season is about to air literally 10 years from when you guys started.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
It's like, so yeah, like what Morgan just said. Yeah, so what? It aired, 16 and Pregnant aired for the first time June 11th.
2009.
Mm-hmm. And so now this new season is June 10th. That it's starting.
Today is Carly's 10th birthday.
Today is
Carly's 10th birthday, yeah.
How does that make you guys feel? Like old? Like, what does it make you feel like?
Old. I think it's just... I just think it's... I don't think it... I don't know. I don't.
Has any other reality show went on for 10 years?
I think the Keeping Up Kardashians is like 12 years.
I always forget about that show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't.
So I feel like that's a
you guys are like
huge
the
thing.
foundation for the Teen Mom franchise. You know,
We
like your
are.
show
Like
is
the
like
face
what?
of
That's
the
like,
brand.
okay, so listen.
grandparents.
Hey guys, behave now. But listen, seriously, it's weird because when you guys are talking about all this stuff, it's weird because we're like, dude, our show was never like there was no announcement. There was just it's just
Nothing.
crazy how much it's changed. I've realized after hearing you guys talk about how you got found out and you're moving and someone's added and getting replaced, whatever. It's like wow, it's crazy what it turned into.
Simple ours was.
It's just crazy.
So tell us what we can expect for you guys' upcoming season.
Oh God,
Oh, we had a
Beta.
baby.
Oh, that's not
baby.
big
You
news or
guys
anything.
literally
Just a
made
little
another
baby,
baby
little
that looks exactly like the last baby.
last two babies.
Last
To, like
two
Sean
babies.
was like, they just made like they're just gonna keep making
They
babies that
look
look
the
just like the last
same.
baby. Like
I know we say
they
we
look
just
exactly
like,
the same.
we
to
say that we
me.
just like copy and
Yeah,
paste.
copy
and paste.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not a
that's what
computer,
Sean
like
said.
copy and paste. But no, yeah. So Beta, and I think just like. You know, last season was a really hard season for us, like emotionally, and went through a lot of stuff. Went through hell and
Personal
back,
stuff,
and
yeah.
Did you guys move?
we did. Yeah, we
Yep.
were still. They'll see us like finally being in our new house and a new baby, and just us as a couple being more solid than we were last season. Like we went through hell and back last season, so I think it's like. It's always good when it's like, oh wow, now you get to see like my overcoming of all of this
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Other
craziness
side of the
that
hill.
happened.
I hope they do more crossovers because I feel like,
Love the crossovers.
yeah, like I love seeing you and Amber and Kate,
Yep.
you and Amber and Macy together and just kind of like showing that dynamic because.
All four of us get together this year. Yeah, Cheyenne.
Oh,
Amber,
that's right,
Macy,
yeah.
and-
Yeah,
Did you
that'll
guys
be in
ever
the
get
new
to
season.
hang out with Bristol or that was
No.
too short lived?
No,
So what
she-
happened? What happened?
I don't think she just quit. I don't think she could handle.
I don't think she can.
Is it seen her at the reunion and then like never again?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I don't-
her upbringing, her lifestyle, it's like getting people
Just
ridiculing
different.
you constantly. It's like, yeah, I mean, image is really
I think she
important
just
to her.
wanted to
couldn't
be as
handle the heat. I
normal
think
as
she got
possible,
out,
but-
which was pretty smart.
We invited her on the podcast, but she didn't want to do it. Or she
course.
didn't reply. I'm not going to say she didn't want to do it. She.
But reality TV isn't for everyone. And
No,
It's
it's
not.
not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't
But a lot
even
of people
pay.
that are like that hate on people that are like really jealous or like really like I don't know. You know what I mean?
We're
There's
the-
people
we're
that
such an easy thing
that
to
couldn't
hate.
handle it if they
It's
had
okay.
it or even had the opportunity. Like if they were in certain people's shoes, they wouldn't be able to take it because it's like you think like, oh, I'd love to be on TV, and then you get on TV and it's not anything like
Like
what
you
you
expect it to
think,
be.
and it's so much harder, and it's like it's.
And
I
like
don't
you said,
know.
you have no
know.
privacy. People
Yeah.
think they know everything about you, and can talk all the crap they
Oh
want.
my God.
And yeah, it's
And going back to like,
Speaking
when
of
we,
that.
yeah, when we first started, they was like we were on magazines. It took like to the second season for us even getting a magazine cover.
Right.
So like even the first two seasons of our 10 years ago now, it's crazy that it was like it
we were
wasn't
like a
even close.
disgrace to TV, like
It was.
glamorizing teen pregnancy and all these things.
So we
and it's
spent-
like, no, we're trying to teach
People like this is what this
Yeah.
is what it is. This is what happens. So,
We never really understood why they followed us anyway because we placed Carly for adoption, but they found
But
something
I think
in
it's
it.
awesome that
And
they show, because I think
But I mean, that's
They show
it's
the side
great
of
to do
adoption.
something
It's true
that
life.
like you want to give your kid a better life, and I mean, it says something about you as parents to be able to be like, I can't give you this, but someone else can. So it would be selfish for you to keep a kid that you feel like you could give the world to, and if you couldn't do it, you know someone else that could.
And honestly,
you know what I mean? Like that.
We were
at
16,
that time, we were
I mean,
16 years old. You know,
little
it's
kids.
Like,
Well, we thought we were like, you know what you think.
Well,
it's like,
that
no,
young
you
you
do.
but you try to do what's best for your kid. You
And
know what
honestly,
I mean?
I'm glad that 11th Street and MTV did share the adoption story, because that was like the first ever in history, the real authentic showing of what an adoption is like.
Docuseries style.
It's not like Lifetime when we're hiding in the bushes trying to steal our kids back, or like trying to murder the adoptive parents to steal her back. Like, it was the first ever like real, raw, authentic representation of what an open adoption looks like.
Yeah.
Honestly, I watched all season from like the beginning, and that's the first thing that I really knew like truly about adoption.
Yeah,
just from watching
it's awesome.
you guys.
That's why I'm glad that they did choose us to share.
And like
that.
even after doing
it
that,
educated a lot of people.
Yeah, we spent 3 years traveling across doing the speaking engagements, so
Traveling
all about
across the United
adoption and
States.
stuff.
See, that's when I started. Like, I would see parts of your guys' show, and it was the episode I remember is when you gave birth to her, and then you were her new mother that was adopting her came in, and I remember I said something about it at school, like about this show, and I was really young. Someone's like, how could someone give up their kid, and said something negative, and I was like, I looked at it positively, like, wow, you have to be a really strong person to give a kid the world that you could not give them at that time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Recognize
Like,
that.
I feel like it's small-minded people that look at life so narrowly, and there's other open-minded people that, commend you for doing that. You know what I mean?
Well, and plus, a lot of people didn't realize like the severity of our situation. I mean, our parents were strung out as hell on drugs.
Right,
They
you
just,
guys were 16 years old. What are you gonna,
evicting every
Because they
single
were
2 weeks.
smoking crack, and my mom's smoking crack with them, and drinking.
Getting evicted every
and
2 weeks and moving in these dumpy little places, and just like it was just it was
That was
crazy.
the one thing
Total
that I
chaos.
feel like I resonated with your guys' story, because
Total chaos.
my mom was the same way. And so I was like, they need to show more of that. Like, not these... Let me not
And that we-
talk
and
shit.
no,
Let me not go there.
But it's like that, and also that like kids that come from chaos
Right.
and addict families can overcome that and break the cycle and do things differently with their lives.
I do have a question for you, though. Being a mom that put her child up for adoption, obviously watching the season back, how did that make you feel seeing the other moms like with their kids?
In the beginning, I think it was hard, like seeing everybody else with their children, but I'll tell you what, at reunions and stuff, I was like Mother Goose. Give me all the babies, I'll watch all the babies. You can drop them off, But so I think also, though, I think it was also healing to be surrounded by that and see everything that they were going through. And I was like, damn, I'm so glad that I'm not having to go through that, and that my daughter's not either. Like,
and your daughter's happy and safe.
Yeah, and there's actually
pros and cons to everything.
There's a lot of nights where we come back from reunion shows, even a couple seasons in, or we like lay back in the hotel room, like, wow, we think we got like, dude, oh my, like just
like,
thank
we're
God
blessed
that
we made the
have each
decision that
other
we
and
did.
that our kid is not going through this crazy crap.
Let's take a minute to talk about something we should all probably talk about more, and that's mental health. I know a lot of people who struggle with depression and anxiety, and it's such a common thing, but the good news is that there's help out there.
Yes, BetterHelp, which is an online counseling service, is such a great option for people who need help with stress, self-esteem, grief, and all the things that make life difficult. They wanted to make therapy accessible to everyone, so they created this app that lets you get counseling from anywhere, right from your phone, via text, call, or video, whatever you're comfortable with.
BetterHelp lets you get help on your own time at your own place, and it's totally confidential. We can all use a little help, and this way you can do it whenever it's convenient for you, and you don't have to leave the house.
Best of all, it's truly an affordable option. Coffee Convos listeners gets 10% off of your first month with discount code COFFEE, so why not get started today? Go to betterhelp.com/coffee. Simply fill out a questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get matched with a counselor that you will love. That's betterhelp.com/coffee.
What is going on with your dad, especially for the new season? Is he filming? Is he sober? What's going on?
He's filming. Yeah, he filmed a couple scenes.
Sure.
I went down there. So in the season, you'll see me go down there.
Multiple times.
Did he move?
Multiple times. Yeah, he's in
lives in Austin,
Texas.
Texas.
He
Okay.
got out of the rehab. He did his sober living, all that stuff. My sister ended up going in right after him.
So your sister has...
She's
She just
completed.
celebrated a year being sober.
Okay.
Yeah, but I literally just
didn't
went to
even know,
Texas.
I don't think that she was struggling with addiction.
Oh yeah,
she was.
bad. So
Okay.
And I was in kind of denial about that, but whatever. But anyway, so she completed her rehab program. So I went down there just recently to celebrate her 1 year. Give her 1 year sobriety chip. Didn't see my dad. He's relapsed. He's in the middle of relapse right now. So that's the reality of that situation. So right now we go back to square one and do this whole relapse thing, and we kind of ride this train out and see what happens. But that'll be the new season, and so.
Your dad's girlfriend, or ex-girlfriend, reached out to us about having her on our podcast.
Come on, man.
Caroline?
Come on, Caroline.
She is a baddie whack job.
Let me tell you something about Caroline.
Okay. You want to know what she said?
Caroline.
Is she on the new season?
No, she's fucking disgusting.
She is on. I
would have you read her out for me, or no, just actually invite me to it. Secretly invite her and have me come.
We should do that.
We'll do that.
Because stuff that she said about my sister-in-law does not make me happy, and I would love to beat her ass. And
so, are they still together?
No.
Are Butch and the girl Caroline?
No, I guess.
I think that's her name.
No, yeah,
they're not together.
Not together now.
They're always on and off though.
She's
a fucking whack job.
She messaged our press email.
Oh, I bet she
just wanted to throw it out there.
I bet she did all wine drunk at 12 a.m.
I mean, that's usually when they do it. My mom does the same thing.
Yeah, but she's a different breed.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, I mean, if you ever want to get together for the podcast, let us know.
We'll see her in the upcoming season.
Fantastic.
We'll see her.
I don't think so.
Very,
I mean, we don't really try to film with her because I said if I see her, my ass is going to be sitting in jail.
Well, the bottom line is my sister went to Texas.
Oh, Tyler, yeah, he already told me. He's like, I know, honey, I bet you.
Yeah, I mean, my sister went to Texas to do her recovery stuff for, all that, her traumatic events, and she wanted to get, sober.
About on camera too.
Yeah, and she's mentioned it on camera before, and you'll see it in the season, but she, talking about her sexual abuse she suffered growing up as a kid for, years on end from my mom's boyfriend she was dating at the time.
So she was sexually abused for years.
And so what Caroline kind of crossed the line and was saying that, Amber, you liked getting by your mom's boyfriend. You liked it, you nasty, dirty cunt, stuff like that. So she went wild.
Sickening.
So, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's the sign of relapse, right? So my dad dating a woman who's going to reach out to you guys in probably a crazy drunken state. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It was a long email.
I bet it was. Yeah, I bet it was. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. So that's
just wanted to let you guys know. But I know that we have talked about it on other podcasts about my mom struggling with addiction, and I know that there is news that your mom has been arrested. I mean, you can tell me to fuck off. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. But I just, we did touch before on having no privacy, and I kind of feel like this is still kind of new to you and probably to her too. So having that type of sensitive, stuff going on in the media is really hard.
Yeah, actually both of my parents were just incarcerated this last week. And my mom, she got, I believe, 2 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. And my dad got 3 misdemeanors. And my dad got OR'd a few nights ago. And owner cognizance, they let you out thinking you're going to go to court. And they've been...
Are they together? Your parents are still married? Or?
Yeah, they're still married. They've been going through... They've been strung out for so long, and they're binge addicts where they'll binge and then they'll be okay
for a little while.
Yeah, that's how,
and then they're fine.
And then it's like a fairy tale for a month. I have my mom back. I have my mommy.
The last time that the first time I met you, you were in a good place with her and things were great.
It's how it always is, and it's
it
hurts because I'm I've grown up and I don't have I haven't had my mom there.
Yeah.
And she came back. Okay, my dad got OR'd, and he came to my house at 1 o'clock in the morning, banging on my door. I have school in the morning, I have a child, and he pretty much steps on all my boundaries. He says he doesn't give a fuck about what I'm doing in my life. He doesn't care about the stress they put me through, the anxiety, the panic attacks I've had, the heartbreak I go through. And I'm get out of my house. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. He's telling me to give my kid to him. Give me your kid. I'll watch her. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. My kid is in bed. We don't play this shit at my house. I have school. Right. I have shit I have to do. I'm the president of my school. I have so much stuff I have to do. Mm-hmm. And I finally just snapped, and I was get the fuck out of my house. I'm tired of you doing this. You come around all hours of the night. You just got out of fucking jail for smoking meth. Get the fuck out of my house. And he was fuck you, you worthless bitch. He was you're not shit. All this stuff because I'm not giving you handouts. He told me I was worthless. I was a piece of shit. He was you're a stupid bitch. You're nothing. Pretty much I'm nothing. And I was get the fuck out. Go. And I sat in my bed with my kid and cried, on her chest.
It's horrible.
My heart was hurting because my real dad, I'm sorry.
No, that's why we gave you the tissues.
My real dad committed suicide when I was 6 months old. And that was the only dad I ever knew. I'm so sorry.
Can I have tissues?
You don't have to
I've asked several times. Yeah, don't be sorry. You're fine. Take a minute.
He's the only dad I've ever known. I feel like my real dad never loved me enough to stay. And now I feel like even I have a second chance at a father, and I feel like he never loved me enough to stay clean.
But I think that even through all of that, it speaks volumes that you didn't go down that path as well. And I think that you should really commend yourself for that and know that you're doing everything that you can to be the total opposite of what you were given.
Yeah, I've always just tried to make my parents proud of me, and always try to, like,
and you have to understand
their life be a lesson to me.
That's not them talking. That's not your...
No, it's definitely
it's the drugs.
Yeah.
And I think everyone in this... Not everyone in this room.
It's hard.
Everyone,
it's like, I know it's
hard to see love through the camera.
Smoking meth for like 8-9 years like fucks you up.
Yes.
And like it made my mom is like
he's still crazy out there.
My mom isn't even the woman, like this strong, beautiful woman that raised me. It's like I look at this hollow shell of like a monster that like the drugs created.
And it's hard.
It hurts so bad to see her like that. She got OR'd 2 days after my dad did, and she came over. And the way that she looked was like
you don't even know who she is.
Unrecognizable.
Like it was awful. She's always been like a bigger woman. Like a lot of the women in my family have always been bigger from like thyroid issues, and her clothes are like hanging off of her because she's lost so much weight. And a week before, I called her, and they're filming me, and I sat on the phone and I broke down in the car, and I was like, I just want my mommy back.
Did she answer?
I want my mommy. And I was like, I want you to change, and I want you to be better. And she was like, I swear to God, I'm not on drugs. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be the mom that I used to be to you. And then I hear that she's in jail, and I check her charges, and they're possession of methamphetamine, possession of paraphernalia, possession of cocaine, possession of all of this shit. And then my dad, possession charges, like all over drugs. And I was like, how do you sit on the phone with your daughter and you listen to your daughter cry and beg for her mommy? I'm 22 years old. And I just want my mom there. I've never had her there. And she's not a bad mom, but, like, the drugs have turned her into a monster. And, like, I feel like now I've just almost gave up on hoping that everything's going to get better, because it just doesn't. I feel like for years I've been in this, like, blinding myself, like, oh, it's going to be okay, it's going to get better, like, they're going to get better, everything's going to get better, and then, like, there's those months where, like, they're not binging, and then they're there, and she's there with my daughter,
real.
And it feels good, and it feels like it's so real, and everything, oh my God, this time it's going to be better.
Yep.
And then weeks go by, and I don't talk to her, I don't see her, and then I see her in a few weeks, and I see how she looks, like the bags under her eyes, the scars on her face from picking at herself, like, and it makes me sick. And then I feel like I'm horrible to my mom because I'm telling her to get out of my house, you're not allowed on my property, because I'm terrified that she's gonna have drugs, or someone's gonna, like, call CPS and be like, this dope head is
no, you're protecting your babies, you know? You're protecting your home.
I can't have her there.
You should, but you did the right thing as far as, like, you shouldn't feel guilty for not wanting her in your environment, because one thing that me and Kate have learned is that the boundaries are the most important thing, especially with parents who have addicts.
Yeah, they have no boundaries.
They don't know them, so we have to force them. We have literally got to force them.
I literally have to tell my mom to, like, I was, like, when she came over from jail, like, I told her, like, don't pass that second step, motherfucker. Like, you stay out here on the porch. Like, I have to tell my own mom, like, you can't even come onto my porch. You're not allowed on my porch. Like, and she was like, you treat me, like, so awful, and I'm making her upset. And I'm like, but I have to do this to you.
This is something that Catelynn and Tyler and I and Lindsie have all talked about on the podcast before. It's like, I struggle with that too. Like, do I have my mom in my life and set boundaries, or do I just completely cut her off?
And that's for me every year. I'm like, do I cut her the fuck off and say bye, or do I keep trying to make this work and keep hurting myself?
And I think it's whatever, until...
I really do.
Yeah. Like,
if you can cut them off and feel really peaceful and whole and honest about that situation, that decision, and feel really good about it,
take sobriety seriously.
Then that's great. I wish I had that power to do that. I don't. So
I wish I had the power to do what y'all do, because I don't. I literally, after we did that podcast, the last time we were in New York, I wanted to reach out to my mom, and I decided it was best.
You couldn't bring yourself to, like, do it.
No, because I couldn't. To me, it's almost like what I don't know doesn't hurt me, and I feel like I can't have that boundary where, stay on the bottom step. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have that, and I'm not going to take on her problems when I have, 3 kids and 3 baby dads. So I need to kind of figure this out on my own. But I think, I commend you guys for even allowing them.
It's like you
instead
don't
of
wanna
just
let
But also depends on how bad you really
parents.
want it. Because honestly, Kail, you probably look at your life like, dang, man, like honestly, when you're not involved, it's smooth
This was the
sailing, and I'm
first
great, and like, you know what I'm
Mother's
saying?
Day that I completely forgot that I didn't have a mom. Like somebody else brought it up to me. I think it was Isaac's teacher. She texted me and was like, I thought about you today. You know, it's probably like really hard in one aspect, but really great in the other aspect. And I was like, oh wow, like I didn't even think about the fact that, because I have cut it off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's easier said than done. And I think that there's a lot to be said about what we're all doing, but it's hard, especially now, because you're kind of dealing with those things on your own and struggling emotionally. And now it's going to be magnified by the media.
Yeah, I feel like the media makes everything so much crazier. And like this Mother's Day, I didn't get to see my mom, and I was working my ass off in my grandma's like new restaurant, and my cousins were being little fucking bitches to me, and it pissed me off because my aunt was there. I'm like, you can hug your mom, you can see your mom,
Right, but
I'm
they
over
don't
here
know what you're going
serving
through.
tables while my mom's calling me from jail,
Right.
and I can't even say hi to her. And I love my mom, and I want to see her succeed because she raised me. She raised this successful, young, driven woman. How, you know what I mean? How does a person so driven come from what the media says, like trash, drug addicts? That's not what they were.
Right.
That's not. It's like I want the world to see what beautiful people they can be, and
Right.
like the drugs have made them, I don't even know,
Like a completely different person.
completely
But
different
Jade,
people.
if you look at that though, like you're already breaking the cycle for your daughter by like being driven and hardworking. And
Right,
she's
like I
gonna
said,
see
we
the-
could have all went down
A different road. It was-
we could have
yeah.
went down
Choices,
the same.
you
Right,
know?
yeah.
The
But
door.
yeah, I watched how they lived, and I watched my mom do, I mean, awful things. And I've seen so much stuff, and like I've learned from that. Like I never want to put my kids through that. I never
Right.
want to put my family through that. I never want, you know, to be homeless. We were homeless forever. We lived in people's cars. We lived in hotels. We lived in all these different places, and I still would go to school and make straight A's. I would still go and act like nothing was wrong all the time while I sat there and took care of my mom. But like now today, with my new season, I have so much anxiety. I suffer from really bad like PTSD issues from things that happened when I was little, and I feel like my parents have literally are killing me, like physically. Like right before this podcast, I had a panic attack that was so bad. Like everyone's in there, my whole crew's in there. Like it's okay. Like I was literally about to black out because I get such bad anxiety. But it's like, imagine having parents you're thinking about them every night. Are they okay? Are they dead? Like, has someone shot her? Has someone, like, where are my parents? Are they going to bang on my door at 4 o'clock in the morning asking me for money? Are they going to come here strung out about to overdose? What, you know what I mean? I'm so stressed out, and I feel like I can't even function in my normal life right now with everything because of the anxiety, and like from their stress, I'm putting it on me.
Have you,
and
I mean, do you think you
seeked
could,
out
if you
therapy?
I was about to say,
I mean,
Caitlin,
yeah. I just want to know the avenues that have you taken any avenues as far as like, you know, talking to
even a trauma therapist.
anybody.
I feel like I've always been so strong that it's so shameful for me to have to ask anyone for help.
It's not.
And I feel like
You
I'm
should.
now at the point where it's like, it's my anxiety, it's affecting me,
Your
my
everyday-
life,
like
it's
your
affecting
day-to-day.
my schooling. It's making me someone that I'm not. It's making me like, I was scared to come in here. I've never been scared to do anything. Like I go out and I'm confident, and it's taken away like my drive, my confidence, like, I never miss school. I miss school every single day. I missed school last week 2 days in a row. And my school, like, my teachers are calling me, like, are you okay? Like, this isn't like you. Because my anxiety is so bad, I'm scared to leave my house. I can't leave my room. I can't hear, like, loud sounds, like, any vibrations in my house. And they make me, like, go into, like, a state of panic.
Yeah, a panic disorder
It's
attack.
bad. It's so bad. And I feel like a lot of it is coming from everything from my parents. And all my family, I've been supporting them financially forever. And I have a kid, and I support my sister who's pregnant. I'm about to support her child. I have so much on my shoulders, and I feel like they've taken from me to the point where they leave me hollow with nothing.
you
and
have to find a ground
you have
for
to
yourself.
fill your own cup before you fill anybody else's.
And I feel like
you're
I'm just
pouring
now
into
getting there to like
Right.
Or maybe
getting
you do
there.
need to-
Yeah, but you said shameful for asking for it, but I think what's shameful is to suffer in silence. Suffering in silence, nobody deserves to suffer in silence. That is a very shameful thing to sit there and suffer in silence. If you really should not see any shame in seeking out help. It will. If I didn't have therapy, or I did not you know, like I don't even know where
I feel like
would be.
now it's something that I want to do now, but I feel like I just got to that point where I was like, okay, I can't do this on my own. I need help.
Yeah.
But it took until I'm literally breaking apart and I'm falling apart.
You have to hit bottom.
But
you gotta hit bottom.
But if your parents are putting that much strain on you,
maybe it's time to cut them off a little bit for a little while.
And it's not even just my parents. Like Sean, I've supported Sean with his addiction for so long, and he has the same addiction as them. That's why me and him broke up. Wow. He's been struggling with his addiction and all the stuff he's done to me. He's turned into a fucking monster. I've literally watched everyone that I've loved around me, like, take me and use me and spit me up and pick drugs over the love I gave them, pick drugs over their family, pick drugs over my child. And it's like, how can you give someone so much love and support and be there, and it's like still can pick to get high over everything? And it's like
they're all drug addicts.
It doesn't click.
Didn't your dad admit to you one time that he loved cocaine more than he loved his kids?
I said, listen, I knew it for years.
You
do know it for years.
If you don't stop, you love meth more than you love your daughter.
And he said, I will
it's not intentional.
No, and my dad, he was honest with me because I made him get honest.
But it doesn't make sense to people that aren't addicts. So we don't it's like I can't sit there and understand it because I'm not there. So I'm like, my mom would even tell me, like, Sean, he loves you. He really does love you.
To the best of his ability.
Addiction that is taking a hold of him. And
my whole thing is, I'm not here to understand what you're going through. I'm here to love you through it. That's my perception on how I look at it.
If it's not taking a toll on you, though.
Yeah, if it's not.
That's what
Listen, I've
taken
taken breaks from my dad.
Like,
No, I've taken breaks from my dad. I went years not talking to my dad. I've gone back to talking to him. So I just ride this kind of
roller coaster,
whatever fits me at this moment. Like, if I feel like my dad is sucking too much of my energy, then I'm like,
you have to let it go.
I'll tell him, so listen, man,
just
for right now,
with my mom, literally, I have to cut. Like, I can feel when it's starting to get too much, and it's like you have to cut him off. Then they come back, and you're like, okay, let's try this again, and it's the same cycle.
You never did it. Or else you wouldn't be financially supporting everybody. So you have to learn to make a boundary and stick to it, and it's difficult to do.
Catelynn, you said that you've done that with your mom, that you make boundaries.
Yeah, and they're super hard to stick to.
You struggle because you love them and you want them to change, and you're like,
life.
if I love them enough, they'll change. If I support them enough, they'll change. If I do this, they'll change. And that's what you would think, because I'm like, if someone, but in my head, I always think, like, if I was an addict, like I always think with Sean, you were like, why don't you leave him? Why don't you move on? But I'm thinking, if, like, what if I was him? What if I was an addict and all that I needed was one person to believe in me and love me, and that could have changed me. But I want to be that one person that can help.
Maybe influence, but ain't gonna do the change.
After a while, it's unrealistic, and you have to let go of that idea of.
Sometimes they need that hard love of, like, listen, until you get sober and you stay sober and you prove to me I cannot be involved with you because it's hurting and affecting me too much.
Is your mom sober and healthy?
My mom's definitely like a binger.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of like
which is like the hard. I feel like that's the hardest is a binger, because a straight addict all the time, you know they're an addict.
Know.
A binger is the worst.
They manipulate it and make you think that things are great and healthy. My mom manipulated me to make me think I'm mentally unstable because I thought she was on drugs. She would make me think that I'm crazy, thinking she's on drugs, and then she would actually be on drugs. And like I would be sitting there almost like I would start feeling bad and apologize to my mom that was probably high on drugs right when she came into my house.
Like, oh my god, that's how good they are.
And it is, and people are like, how do you not know this? How do you not know this? And I'm like, she's so manipulative. You don't understand.
They know how to.
She's so good at it.
Function.
And unconditional love for them is the perfect blinders.
Yeah, my mom would be the same way. Like you, I think that she might be drunk. I think she might be high, but
it's like they're so good at functioning that it's like sometimes you can't tell, and that's what's scary. Is like.
But your gut is never wrong.
But the bottom line is it's a disease, you know.
I think it's a choice. I don't think it's a disease, because you pick a choice to pick it up. You make a choice to fuck your family. I feel like you make that choice. You need.
It is a choice. I think a choice that evolves into.
It is. I feel like it's a choice that does
really
evolve
do. Like smoking cigarettes, you choose to smoke, and then you get lung cancer.
Right.
But
I feel like at the beginning, when you've never done drugs, you make a choice to do drugs. You don't just wake up one day with a disease like I got to do heroin. I have the disease. You know, it's not like
that. You do it at first, and it's like, I like this, and then you're constantly going after it, which turns into a.
And I feel like addicts know when they start to get addicted, and then that's when there's people that I know and that are like, oh, I used to have a problem with this or that, and then I realized I had a problem. I was like, I got to cool it. So it's like, what separates those people from the people
don't have addictive personalities
that can't stop? Like, my mom is always very addictive, like on everything. So phones, games. Like things that were so silly. She's always been addicted.
Once it changes your brain chemistry, it's over with. Once your brain is confused enough to tell your body, I need this drug to survive and live, then it's over with. It's over with. So it starts out as a choice, and then it evolves in your brain. It's your body,
takes over.
it thinks it needs it. I mean, it's crazy.
I wonder if addictive personalities are like hereditary.
Yes.
Very. They prove it. I mean,
So is that? Are they going to show?
Well, speaking
struggles?
of that, in my new season, like the way I've been filming, I started going to school. I actually graduate school in September for cosmetology.
Awesome.
Oh,
I'm really excited. I like it. # Slave by Jade. But I actually, Sean's addiction and his
Struggles.
abuse and all of everything I went through, I left him and got my own house, and I took Chloe.
Awesome.
He didn't see Chloe for months, and I was so fucking sick and tired of this woe is me bullshit. He'd be high on Instagram Live like, I want to see my daughter, I want to see my kid, she keeps my kid from me, which is a fucking lie, fucking lie, because I told him, I catch you doing drugs, I catch you lying, you lose me, you lose your daughter, and I left.
That's
and
your
he
consequence.
lost
Nobody
his
can
daughter.
keep a baby from its parent. I don't care what you say.
That's
Nobody can
bullshit.
keep a
'Cause
baby.
if you
will
took
do
my
what you
daughter
gotta
from
do. You
me,
go to
I would
court,
rip
you're
this
gonna
world
fight.
apart.
You'll do what you gotta do to find.
Exactly. You're picking something
someone's
over your
there,
kid.
keep my baby,
Who
keep
doesn't
your
see
baby.
their
You're
kid
saying
for
fight or
2
no?
months and say it's my fault? I'm like, I told you, you're not doing drugs. You're not making me go through hell every day, and I do nothing but provide for you and take care of you. I go to school. I take care of our kid. I do everything a good woman is supposed to do for you, and you still shit on me and take advantage of me. So fuck off. I went and got my own home, a 4-bedroom home. I had my sister move in so she can take care of my daughter while I go to school, and then I support her financially, my daughter, and then the new baby that's about to be here because I'm about to have a niece. And now Sean didn't see her for months and went online and, cried and moped. And people were like, what kind of monster keeps a kid from their father? And I'm like,
it must have taken something for you to do that.
what kind of monster stays in a house with a fucking addict and lets some addict watch their kid?
Right.
Or take care of their kid? Bullshit. I'd rather make my life harder on me and know my kid's safe than live an easy life with a in-home babysitter, because that's all the fuck he was, because he wouldn't work. I did everything. I was the man in that relationship for 4 years, and I was done. And then now we're in a better place. He begs for me back like every single day. He wants his family back.
Is
he
he
wants
sober?
all this. He looks better now. He looks sober, but he's a binge addict.
Okay.
So
and listen, Jay. Please understand that your own, understand your own lack of. You're not going to be able to tell if he is using it. So just.
It's so hard. It is so, and he is so good at manipulating me and lying and That's
just listen
why.
to your gut. That's all I'm saying. And listen, I'll be honest. I firmly believe that.
done,
I firmly believe that any father.
Shit.
Listen, as a father, if I had an issue, I knew I had an issue with struggling with drugs, whatever, and Kate was like, you know what? You need to take a drug test to see this baby. I will piss every damn minute, every day. I will be clean.
That's
I
what
will
he's
see that kid.
now.
Period.
Now.
Okay, well, then you're
sober.
going to take a drug
If
test.
you're sober,
every time.
okay.
If you're
so
not
if
sober,
he combats it, that's
you're not
different.
consistent. You're not taking drug tests. You're not going to do
and
what
that-
needs to be done, and you're going to blame everybody
But this
else.
is the thing is with him, we never actually broke up. I've moved out, blocked his number, blocked him on social media
You don't
for
have to
months.
officially break. You broke
You know what I mean? He's never not seen his kid or anything. You know what I mean? So we were at a point where it's his whole life. And one day when I left all the shit. Me and her were sleeping on people's floors and couches
That's
until
when
I
you
found
know
a
you're
place
done.
to live.
Right.
And we lived in a house with no furniture. We lived in there for months.
And
with
so
nothing,
his whole
'cause I had
life
no
got
money.
cooked in one day.
Yeah, in one
Well, that's
day,
addiction. Welcome to addiction,
he
sir.
lost everything, and then, for months he didn't see her, and now we got to a place where I feel like he's clean now. But the thing is I know how he gets. I know
For your
how
own
he is.
safety, just,
Yeah.
You're a mom. You know exactly what to do in order to get.
But he's just like my parents, so I see the same traits in him. So. He's a great dad. When he is sober, he is a great dad. He is a good person, but when he's on drugs, he's put his hands on me. He's been a monster. But I feel like if he can get clean, he can be a good person. But the thing is, I am at the point now where I gave up on everybody else.
Don't rely on him getting clean. Just do your own thing. Be a great mom.
Right.
Do
I
your
shouldn't
thing.
have to be there
And
putting
if
my
they
foot
want to
in your
get
ass
clean,
to
they will.
want-
They will
make
be
you have a good life.
involved. If they want to be clean and be involved in it, they're going to come in and they're going to do it. You know,
So
they don't need your invitation.
You're just like Tyler's mom. She was in that situation with him and his sister. Their dad was addicted to crack cocaine, and she was just like, I don't want this for my kids, and I'm leaving you.
And if you want it bad enough,
yeah,
You'll
Yeah,
fix
that's
it.
what
here
I'm
I
saying.
am.
That's
She
what I'm
never
saying
hid where
about
she
Sean.
lived, and here I am. You're my address all the time. So listen, that's what I'm saying. Though you just do your thing, focus on you, and everything.
I feel like
will fall
that's
right
what
in
I've been
place.
doing. That's what I was gonna say. Everything will
Don't
fall
focus
into
on mama.
place.
Don't focus on dad.
Yeah,
Don't focus
don't
on anyone
focus
being
on
sober.
them.
No one's
But you and
sobriety is
her.
your responsibility. That's not on you. Just focus on you, and bam.
Yep.
Telling you.
So is all of that covered in this upcoming season?
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is very crazy. I mean, the police came when I tried to get my stuff from the old house because he wouldn't let my kid have her clothes or her shoes. He wouldn't let me have my stuff. And mind you, I put the fucking drawers on his ass. I have supported him. I was 9 months pregnant, working 45 hours a week while he sat and played video games. I did everything to give him everything that he even has now. And to tell me I can't have the things in my own house that you know what I mean? I went the fuck off. The police came, had to escort me off my own property, my lease, my name's on the lease. My old house.
What?
Whatever.
Your name's on that lease?
His brother.
Your name's off the lease though, right?
No. And I try to get my name off the lease. I have to get an attorney because they won't let me off. I have a whole other house with my lease, and they still won't let me off because he's so behind in rent, and I made so much more money than him from working, from school, from everything, that they will not take me off the lease because they want me to be financially responsible because they know he won't be able to pay it.
But then they kick him out. I mean, that's when they
should kick him out.
Yeah, right. No, they still won't. And then the cops kicked me out of my own house. I was inside getting my stuff, and the cops kicked me out of my own house.
That your name is on the lease.
That my name's on the lease.
That they won't take you off.
But right.
Got it.
So they filmed all that.
I think
the cops kicking me out, and with my daughter,
Indiana's on a different level.
Right.
Yeah,
and I'm like, my daughter doesn't have shoes. My daughter doesn't have a winter coat. And they told me, you can grab 2 outfits out of your house. That'll be enough. That's enough for my infant, 2 outfits.
Any daddy that withholds car seats, clothes, things, bottles, formula,
anything that's wrong.
Their intentions are wrong, and it's not through love. Period.
So who is your support system? Your sister?
Yeah, my sister, I feel like me and her, we don't really talk a lot about our feelings, or we don't talk a lot. We're just we know when we're going through stuff, and we're just there. Like, we'll just sit and we'll watch movies, and we'll, joke, and we'll be stupid together. You know that you have her,
yeah, but you don't talk about it.
See, I don't really talk to anyone about anything. I kind of just work my ass off, and I go to school, and I put all my energy into what I do, into doing hair, and, I feel like I get all of my recognition. Honestly, it sounds so cheesy, but from the recognition I get at school, from my teachers,
that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like growing up, I always tried to please my parents, and I would come home with A's and B's, and that's still not good enough. You should
feel fulfilled.
I never felt fulfilled.
Yep.
So I'm there. I ran actually for election. I won president, and I didn't think I'd win because I was like, a lot of people hate, and I was like, shut up, bitches, y'all love me. I was like, shut up. But
please tell me they cover that at school.
The election?
Yeah,
no.
they cover you going to school.
Oh no, they cover me. Actually, my school lets them film in there
because I think they need to show that more. Yeah, my school never.
It's cool that they do that, but I mean, I get a lot of fucking hate from it, a lot of it. But it's all. I'm like, I don't really give a fuck. I think that it's cool that they can watch my journey, and the fact that the TV show is something that's here, but I feel like this isn't what I'm. I mean, I love it.
You're a part of the show. The show is not a part of you.
Right. So I have all these dreams and aspirations and passions that just because I got on a show, I'm not going to be like, well, my life's made. I'll sit back and chill. I feel like I'm never fulfilled.
We got a rare opportunity. Guys, we have a rare opportunity with this platform, I feel like. To do crazy things that people wouldn't even be able to afford to dive into certain passions, whatever. We have a great opportunity to do some,
awesome
do amazing stuff. I've been trying to do, I do everything I can at school. I volunteer for, homeless cuts, autistic cuts. I do everything that I possibly can do at school. I just actually got rewarded a senior mentor, which no one ever, has been a senior mentor. I just got on the floor, 3 weeks ago. But my teacher, I wrote her a letter about my life and about what I go through at home, and I was like, just so you know, everything I go through at home, I don't bring that here. I come here
and you work
with a smile, and I come here and I work my ass off, and I fucking lay shit out in here. People that are almost about to graduate will come to my station how are you doing that? Show me this. Because I sit at home and I watch videos. I sit at home and I practice. I sit on mannequins and I fuck up, you got
to practice your trade.
To learn, yeah. So I sit and I
your craft.
Put everything into it to where, she comes up to me, crying, was like, you deserve this because you work so hard and you would never know everything that you go through. And you come here and you kill shit every day and you're such a, you're a role model for everybody here. And, and she's like, I'm so proud of you. And I'm sitting there crying and I'm like, why am I crying?
They're happy here.
That's what I'm saying, though. Yeah, and Jade, chase that kind of satisfaction. Chase
not
that. Don't chase mom being sober. No,
what I realized
that
is
kind
that
of stuff.
I want all this recognition from my mom and dad, but I realized that it's not that I need it from my mom and dad. No. It's in life
Give it to
that
yourself.
I like. I want it from I want people to realize what I put in. I feel like I've always in life I put in so much, and I always try to help people, and I have such a big heart, and everyone's always fucking stomped on me and spit on me, and I feel like at school is the only place where when I put in work, every time I help people,
like
people know,
right,
like anything I do, people know that I'm doing my absolute best. Anything, they know that I'm always doing the right thing. Like, people have me on like a high pedestal there. They know that I'm a good student, and that's what feels good.
You're doing it for you. You're doing it for you, and you're doing it for nobody else.
Right.
That's why.
I feel like that's what I'm passionate about, and I know that one day my kid's going to be like, wow, like my mom went to school every day, and she worked on the weekend, and she did all this stuff, and she was on a show. I could have just been like, fuck, I have a show, I can sit back and see what happens, and like my mom.
We're all damned if we do and damned if we don't.
Yeah, right? Isn't
so
it
like
so
when
true,
people are like,
right?
you wouldn't have these opportunities if it wasn't for Teen Mom.
I was just thinking this.
But then what's the alternative? Sitting back and doing nothing? So then I would be hated for that. All you do is sit around and don't do shit.
Well,
so it's like, and that,
and then you
kind
do
of
something,
brings
who
it
do you
full
think
circle.
you are? You're on Teen Mom, what are you doing writing books? Well, they sell.
Just,
I don't know.
They sell.
But I mean, like, pretty much what we're doing, crying, laughing, whatever, that's my life every day. It's just like a big, giant
roller coaster.
Well, you'll fit right in.
Clusterfuck.
So I'm like,
you'll fit right in.
So I'm like, if the police aren't there, my mom's not going to jail, or
something right.
something's not going right. If my life isn't fucked up next week,
right.
something is not right. Yeah, like
I hear you.
My life's been like that though my whole life, and I feel like I guess it's fucked up. I'm like, it wouldn't be normal if it was normal.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, no.
Like, I'm like, that's just how it's always been. But I'm like, if I didn't go through all of this shit growing up, all of this pain and misery as a child, and like, hurting over like addiction and all this stuff I went through, it wouldn't have made me who I am today. So I'm like, I've always had to go through all of that shit. So I mean, I could come out like the strong person I am. So
Well,
I guess I appreciate it. God gives you stuff and little,
use it or you don't.
Yeah, he gives you. I feel like your own path is made for you, and you ride with it. You have like two forks in the road. You do the right thing, you do the wrong thing. I mean,
well, you're doing the right thing, and we're all happy to have you.
Well, I want to give you a very warm welcome from Coffee Convos, and I'm sure
and Team Mom too, Team Mom OG.
Team Mom OG here.
Welcome.
So excited to watch your story and watch you flourish, because you are a special young lady.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's all we have time for today. If you guys have not subscribed to us, you can do that by searching Coffee Convos on iTunes. Click subscribe, click the 5th star, and leave us a written review. We hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.